You're watching NFL Daily. It's Mitchell Renz here, and I am ready and eager to answer all y'all's questions. Friendly reminder that this video was recorded on Monday, and if you see something new pop up, don't shoot the messenger. All right, let's go to the very first question coming in here from Robert Bruce. I love Mitchell, Coop, Chug, Sam, Jack, Jeff, Brett, Tom, Chase, Harris, and Marshall. Everyone at Chat Sports, sorry Jonesy, Patriots offensive line is playing very poorly so far. Are there any free agent offensive linemen? Patriots offensive line I have heard is struggling. I've also heard, though, that the Patriots in general right now on offense are struggling because the loss of Josh McDaniels, the loss of all like Mick Lombardi, Bo Hardigree, they had a lot of coaches go over to the Raiders. So I think there's a lot of behind-the-scenes crap going on, and I think having Patricia calling the plays does not work out. Any free agent offensive lineman, I think Darrell Williams is your number one guy because he can play guard and he can play offensive tackle. What up, Clash with Zeus? Appreciate the DM you sent me the other day. Best wishes to you, your friends, your family. R.I.P. to Ocean World. Can Mahomes do it with no-name wide receivers? I mean, he's done it before without Tyreek Hill, so that's the first thing. He's got Juju Smith-Schuster, who's not a no-name, but he's had some down years. MBS has got a lot of speed. McCole Harmon has a lot of speed. You're not going to be able to replace Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, to me, is the most incredible player that I think I've almost ever seen at the wide receiver position because of how quick he can move. But is Mahomes going to struggle? Yes, but I also think that he is going to develop a little bit more as a quarterback because he has to go through his reads because Hill, to me, actually wasn't that great of a route runner. He just was such an athletic freak that he got open. Evil Larry, you're next up here, my man. Guess how many games Deshaun Watson gets suspended? I think Watson gets suspended the whole season. He should get suspended the whole season. The fact that there are 25 allegations, and I put out a video last week, a few hours later, the NFL decided that they are actually going to look into this a little bit more closely. I'm going to guess an entire season, and I really personally think it should be even longer than that. But hey, I want to know from all y'all watching right now, how many games will Deshaun Watson get suspended this upcoming season? Currently, it's 6. My guess, though, is he gets suspended the entire season. Marcos Diaz, how is Tua performing in camp? I think it depends who you ask, right? There's going to be Tua truthers out there, and there's going to be Tua doubters out there. I have seen some throws where I'm like, wow, it's a really impressive throw by Tua. I've seen other throws that, oh, man, it's not too good. To me, Tua is doing exactly what you're supposed to do. He's making deep throws. He's performing at an okay rate. The offensive line, though, for Miami does sound like it's struggling a little bit. What up, John Kruger? Buffalo is my Super Bowl pick this season. Thoughts? I think it's a good bet to make. I believe that they are the best team, hands down, in their division. I think they take care of Miami pretty easily. New England doesn't really scare me or seem to be a playoff team this upcoming season. The Jets are, well, the Jets. If Josh Allen continues to get better, if that defense can step up here a little bit, I do think they need to add a few more options to help replace somebody like Cole Beasley. But Buffalo's a good Super Bowl pick. Soul Train, what team fits Kareem Hunt the most? Should the Browns get a player or a pick in return? If I was Cleveland, I personally would want to pick because I'm a little bit higher on Dearness Johnson. I can make the argument that Dearness Johnson is the best RB3 in all of football. You saw when Nick Chubb and Hunt went down last season, Johnson can carry this offense. They have a good offensive line. They got a lot of pieces around it. So personally, I'll take the draft pick. If you were to ask me what teams do I think make the most sense, I'll sit up here and say a team like the New Orleans Saints makes sense. Yes, I understand the Alvin Kamara situation is a little bit cloudy, but New Orleans to me it just makes sense for him. All right, y'all, no balls. If somebody told me no balls, you won't do it, when I was a kid, I'd do it. Shit, I probably still would do it. So I don't think that you're going to subscribe. This is it. This is my sub-read. No balls, you will not subscribe to Chat Sports. This next question is coming in here from Chua Lord. Should the 49ers sign backup quarterback for Trey Lance if Nate Studfield don't do good? First, let's figure out what you got in Jimmy Garoppolo. You move on from Jimmy G. You're hoping that you never see Nate Sudfeld even out there on the field, right? If I was the 49ers, I would be less worried about finding a quarterback that I think can compete And I'd be more worried about finding a quarterback that I believe could help Trey Lance understand and absorb that playbook, because Lance is the guy. Lance is your future. If you were worried about a good backup, you would just keep Jimmy Garoppolo. So one of the reasons why guys like Ryan Fitzpatrick would always find teams, a reason why somebody like Nathan Peterman always finds a team, is because coaches always say they can pick up a playbook, they can learn it, and they can teach people. That's what I would look for if I were San Francisco. Not somebody that can compete with Trey Lance, but somebody that can help Trey Lance understand that playbook. Nick Fury, 55. How much of an impact would Bryce Young have on the Seahawks if he was drafted by Seattle? I personally believe you saw really good examples last season. That Mac Jones, to me, was not the most talented quarterback, but was put in the best situation. He succeeded. Trevor Lawrence, unbelievably talented, put in a really bad situation, did not succeed. Justin Fields, extremely talented, put in a bad situation, did not succeed. Zach Wilson, not at all that talented, put in a bad situation, was terrible. I think even if you put Bryce Young on the Seahawks team, he's going to struggle, because Seattle, to me, is arguably a top bottom 5 team right now in the NFL, even with Bryce Young. The Boss 69, could Will Fuller sign with the Ravens to replace Hollywood Brown? If you are looking for speed, personally, I could see the option there and going out and getting a player like Fuller that we know he's talented. When he's on the field, he's electric. The injuries, man, they just rack up, they rack up. And I don't know if I was Baltimore, if I would sit here and rely on Fuller playing more than 10 games. He had 4 catches last season, 3 of them came in week 1. So personally, I would say no to Will Fuller. There are other better options out there at the wide receiver spot. All right, how many of y'all hit that sub button? Well, how about this? Now I dare you to turn on your notifications. There's 2 people in this world. There's people that take theirs on and run with the challenge, and then there's other people that put their tail between the legs and run the other way. So I dare you, turn on those noties. Let's go to Jim Murphy. What up, Jim? I think the Chiefs are number 1 in the AFC until someone knocks them off. Your thoughts on that? Since he knocked them off last year, so I understand your thought process. The Chiefs probably have the best odds to win the AFC, but I will also say the Bengals, when the Chiefs had Tyreek Hill, to me the Chiefs took a step back this offseason. The Bengals, to me, got better. So if you were to ask me this question, I would say the Bengals are the team right now to knock off in the AFC. Tyler Samples, who will win the starting job, Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield? I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is my pick to win the starting job for the Carolina Panthers. Alexander M., what up, my dog? What key pieces do the Raiders need to have a successful season to make the playoffs and more? You got to build your offensive tackle spot. I get Leatherwood. They want to put him out there. Brandon Parker, he's done for the season. I was told he had a torn triceps, hasn't technically been official, but he's basically done for the year. So I would say you got to upgrade your offensive line. You need to get some extra linebacker depth. You need to add another defensive tackle. The Raiders did work out Danny Shelton today, who's played in some past seasons with the New York Giants, played in 2020 with the Lions, and then in 2018 and 2019 played with the New England Patriots. Kyle Dowdery, what do you think of George Pickens? I saw the video of him getting drafted. Seems kind of like a weird dude. He is physical. I love the physicality that he brings. He is one of these players to me that a lot of people, I do think, overblew his unathletic traits, right? Like, he doesn't run a great 40 time, but he's going to be a good blocker. He's going to be a physical receiver. I do worry that he could be the next Laquan Treadwell, a player that had some high hype. Now, again, he wasn't drafted in round 1, but Treadwell to me was somebody that was physical, but he was only physical at the college level, and that could never adapt in the NFL. I like George Pickens. He's a fun player and definitely going to be somebody that I keep my eye on. Mikey Sue's for, will the Lions, Browns, or some other team who has never tasted the Super Bowl make it there in the next 5 to 10 seasons? I hate to say it because I'm a Raider fan, but I would say the team most likely would probably be the Chargers. You got your franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert. You were aggressive this offseason by getting Khalil Mack. You got Joey Bosa. You got JC Jackson. You got a really good defense there. The offense is pretty legit with Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. You got a good running back in Austin Eckler. I would say the answer to this question, and it kills me, is probably the Chargers. Tyrone Johnson, should the Raiders sign Cam Newton? No. I'm just happy you didn't ask that. Should the Raiders sign Cam Newton to play a Taysom Hill role? That question makes me want to rip my eyes out sometimes. No, the Raiders shouldn't sign Cam Newton. I get that he's had ties before with New England, but the worst offense Josh McDaniels has ever run, the only time he's ever finished in the bottom 5 in terms of red zone efficiency, was with Cam Newton at quarterback. The answer to this question is no. If you want to get more Raiders exclusive videos, well, guess what? You can actually join my Raiders community. It's 100% free. How do you do that? You scan this QR code right here, or do you go to that link that you see down there below, RaidersReport.locals.com. If you want to see some videos that I put out, a video that I put out like literally a month ago, but this was for exclusive content only, I said, history suggests that Josh Jacobs won't lead the Raiders in rushing in 2022. If you play fantasy football, definitely something that you should watch. And if you're seeing recently, a lot of rumors going on right now around Jacobs. If you were beyond locals, you'd already know a lot of the stuff. Why? Because that's where I talked about it. Let's go to danger. Start, bench, cut Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, and Trey Lance. Oh, man. I'm going to start Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to bench Justin Fields, and I'm going to cut Trey Lance. Marcos, do the Dolphins sign a center before the season starts? Yes. If you're watching this on Monday, I actually believe they worked out 2 centers today. It's not the big name guy like you're thinking of, like JC Tretter, but yeah, man, I agree, dude. I believe that they sign a center, but it's because they need to, because what's his name? Who? Connor Williams. Yeah, they signed him from the Dallas Cowboys. They've been working him out at center. This might surprise you if you put a player who's not supposed to be a center at center. Doesn't always work out. So, yeah, I think they signed a center. Alexander M., final question here on this mailbag. Mitch, what are your NFL top 5 Super Bowl teams for this upcoming season? In terms of me being a betting man, I'll bet on the Rams. I'll bet on the Buccaneers because I think those are the top 2 teams in the NFC. I'll put my money on Buffalo. I still think Kansas City is always a threat with Patrick Mahomes. And then I'm probably going to rock and roll with the Cincinnati Bengals, though it does eat me up inside.